Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Thursday, May the 21st. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. Trading faith. Now, as you traders should know by now, unless you're new, and this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. And so, trading faith. And I know somebody who has some faith in their method. I've got Walmal on the line. How you doing, Walmal?
I'm doing very well. It's been a good day of trading, and I hope that everybody else out there in YouTube land is having a good day in trading as well.
Right now, part of having trading faith or or having faith in your trading, in your method, in your system is that you have your risk management. Because if you have your risk management in place, then you know that you're not going to lose any more on any one particular trade than you're willing to lose. So that should give you some of the faith to go ahead and take that trade when you get the signal to take the trade, because you know your position size is according to your stop loss. So unless there's some unforeseen circumstance, you're not going to lose any more on any one particular trade than you're willing to lose. And also, part of the faith is when you have faith, you probably won't have much pain. Because, and this is something Walmart and I kid about all the time, because I just exited a trade today literally to get out of some pain, and I left about 20 some pips on the table.
Unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes. And the thing is, if we follow our rules, sometimes we look back and have some regret because we didn't follow our rules and could have taken it to a new place. And the worst thing about it was both watching that trade at the same time, and we knew it, but it just I wasn't in the trade, but TRO he was, and unfortunately he jumped out a little bit earlier because I think he was experiencing a little bit of pain. He wanted to go and put the money in the pocket. I understand that. I do that all the time, but it's one of those things, and we just have to go and deal with that, and maybe come up with a better way of dealing with those type of things.
Yeah, because in fact, I've got the Walmart chart template up here, and so right here, boys and girls and non-binary traders, I jumped in right here. And what happened was I was in at about 13.9 or something, and then price ran up, and I had a chance to take a 3 pip profit, but I was looking for the McGilla run, and it reversed on me. So then I came in again because I got another entry signal right here around 11. So when price got to about this point, I just punched out with just a couple of points. I said, I want to just eliminate the pain of this trade right here. Well, you can see what happened. I left a boatload of pips on the table. But it's like, was that me not having faith in the method? No, because even though I was down and I got another signal, I had faith. I took the entry. It's like, that's my entry. I don't know what price is going to do. So I don't know what the market's going to do. So what I did was, I was like, hey, I'm just going to take it. But I decided to get out of the pain as opposed to just sitting back and just riding the price all the way up. Because you can see here it's making higher highs and higher lows the whole time up here. And then right here, you can see how we don't have any closes above the 40. That would have been the key to exit. But
yeah, that's what we do, and we just try to get better at it. I mean, my trading today was, I had to go and have faith in my plan, because the very first thing that happened was I took my first trade. I went up by 2 or 3 pips. I was using the Walmal method, and I was using my 10-5-1 strategy for getting out of trades. And what happened was, even though I was up 2 or 3 pips, turned around against me, and I wound up taking a 3-pip loss. Okay, so I'm down 3. Very next trade, I go and take another Walmal trade, and I'm up 10.1 pips. So I felt great, because now I'm up 7.1. take my third trade because I'm not at core yet. I got to get to my 10 pips, take the next trade, and guess what happens? Take another loser. Again, I went up 2, 3, maybe even 4 pips and took a loss of 3 pips because that's what my rules say to do. And I statistically, I know it will work out in the long run, and so that's why I went and took it. And that's why, even though I was up, 3 or 4 pips, I didn't get out at that point because it just, my rules didn't say to do that. I had to have faith. Took that loss of 3 pips, and now I'm only up 4.1. That's heartbreaking because now I've cut my profit margin for the day in half. I then go and take another trade, and on this one, guess what? I got 11.1 on that. And so now I've not only made core, I'm now up 15.2. I'm thrilled because, I've made core. I'm done. But
you're not done. You're never done. Well, you're an addict.
Well, I'm done with trying to go and get my core. So that's money in the bank. As my wife teases me and says, "Okay, you've paid the mortgage for the month. So you can move on and do something else." And that's where I'm at. And so that's great. And so what I did was I mentioned yesterday, I think it was, when we talked about how many methods do you need. I'm trading a couple other methods, but guess what I did? I was now cut down the amount that I was trading those things, as I'm learning those things, and even if I take a loss on those things, it doesn't matter because it's not going to affect what I need to bring in terms of income.
Right. Now, you have to explain something to the traders out there, Walmal. You said you were up 7 pips, and then on that third trade, you were up 3 or 4, which would have put you, at 10 or 11. Why didn't you take it from a money management standpoint?
Because my rules go and say that if I'm up 3 or 4 pips, my stop loss gets moved to -3. That's what my rules say. Because I'm looking to get 10 pips. I'm not looking necessarily to just get 3 pips. I'll take 3 pips, don't get me wrong. But my rules say to go and hold on. Now, a lot of times, if I'm having a day where the market just doesn't look good, I don't like it, I would just go and jump out with the 3 pips and at that point, I would just go and made my core and I'm done for the day. That's fine too. But I liked the way the market was moving. I just, I was going to follow my trading plan all the way to the end and just have faith that my trading plan was going to take me out, but where it needs to take me out. Well, it took me out, but it took me out in a direction I didn't want to be. But I also knew that I can take my next trade, and I was a high probability that my next trade I was going to be fine. And lo and behold, I was able to pull that out, and it worked out well. And the other thing too is that on the Walmal trades, I generally see about 65 to 75% win ratio on that. Today it's kind of funny; it was only 50%. But even at 50%, following that 10-5-1 and having that faith in that, I went up 15.2 pips.
Yeah, but I still have a question though from the traders for the traders. See, we have our risk management, we have our money management, and then you have your your entry and exit rules. Because from what you're telling me is that your entry and exit rules trump your money management, where usually money management and risk management trumps whatever entry exit you have.
Yeah.
So for example, if I was running, like, let's say I've got maybe I've got 2 or more trades open. Well, I could turn on my what I call my Auto Avery portfolio manager, and I say, okay, make me 10 pips. I don't care how you do it, but make me 10 pips. And so once everything sets up, or between those 2 or more trades, I plus 10 pips. It just exits all the trades and banks by 10 pips, and I'm done, because my money management says get 10 pips, as opposed to my on any particular trade, it might be telling me to stay in. So that's why I was asking about you having your rules trumping your money management.
My preference of doing that is that the number one thing is my risk management. Okay, so what had happened was that as soon as I went to +3, okay, I moved my stop to -3. So what was in place then was my risk management was now put in place, and that's the highest priority. My second highest priority would be my trading plan, or my trading trade management, in terms of trying to get the most I can out of a particular thing. And in this particular case, I was going to let the risk. I made the decision on the fly that I was going to go and let my risk management be the most important thing, and that's what I did. And again, because I have faith that more times than not, I might go down. I may be up 3 or 4 pips. It may go down and actually get down to where I would be break even, or maybe even a little bit less than break even, and it'll turn around and get me back up above the 5 or back up above the 10. And then, of course, at those levels, as we talked before in the past, what would happen is my risk management kicks in again, which is really trade management at the same time, and moves my stop up even higher. And that's, you got to give the market a little bit of room to breathe, and that's why I do it that way.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Like I said, I just want to clarify that for the traders. And then, because you can see here, Walmal and I, we have a little bit different priority set, how we do it, because we're different. And we were kind of joking, about some other trader, because we watched this guy's video, and I watched it, and I'm like, what he says isn't making any sense. He was saying that right now, for example, you go long a micro lot and short a micro lot to see which way the market's moving. And so I'm like, this guy sounds like an idiot. Why do I have to do that? Anything. I want to know which way the market's moving. I'll put a horizontal line right there. Now it either is going to go above it or it's not. I mean, it's that simple. And I think Walmal confirmed it. But tell them what you said about the comfort.
Well, I think what happens is that we as traders, we tend to be people, and as people, we have certain things that make us feel comfortable, and so because we have things that make us feel comfortable, we build some type of structure around us. And as we build that structure, that's what makes us do whatever we go and do. So I got a feeling this particular trader, what he's doing, I think it's silly. Just being honest with you, I think it's silly to do that. Why go and do that? Draw a line. For them, put like the Einstein line on the chart, and you can see, is it a green arrow pointing up, or is it a red line pointing down? They'll tell you right away which way the market is going, But if that makes him comfortable and allows him to go and trade inside his comfort zone, hey, if that's what goes and confirms things for him and allows him to go and have faith in his method, so be it.
Yeah.
Who am I to go and say that?
Yeah.
Go against that.
Yeah, just like, I tease people all the time about the squiggly lines, but it goes back to what I say. It's it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. And if trading using squiggly line works, go for it. Because you got to find what works for you. All I do is present a few methods that statistically show that you can be profitable. Because, like on the trading nut, I think when he interviewed me, he asked me, if I was doing fundamentals, if I was technical. I said neither. I'm statistical. Almost everything I do is based on statistics on price movement. Price is going to move so far over a certain period of time, and when you start measuring that, it's like I think I showed you guys here, on my rat zone, smart rat zone. Right now, 2% of the time, the distance between the high and the close will be at this level. Now 1%. So I know it's time to start looking for red rat reversals, because we're 2 pips off of the high. So there's not going to be too many closes at the end of the day where we're only at 1 or 2 pips. Statistically, it doesn't happen. So yeah, I'll roll the dice. I will go short when I get a signal to short in that red rat zone. And you know what? Once again, the fastest 15 minutes in trading. So, fellow traders, have faith in your method, have faith in yourself. Success breeds confidence, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks And don't forget to subscribe and like the video.